keeps me full.
When building meals, we always hear about balancing the plate. But what does that really mean, and why is that really important? Secondly, do we do that just as adults, or is that something, that we need to do for our kids? Where does this come into play? So I will tell you, it is one of the most important things you can do. Yes, there's all these different healthy foods, but a lot of it is not just eating one thing. We don't need all protein or all fat or all vitamin C or all vitamin A. We're complex beings. We need a little bit of everything, and we need it at different times. We also have different lifestyles. How active are we? What does our day-to-day look like? And for our kids, they're growing. Their needs are going to change. So this is kind of some valuable tools to think about. So for one, why we balance plates. We get that variety of nutrients. We need that for just body function. We also need that for optimal performance. What are we doing every day? Second is actually fullness factor, otherwise known as satiety. How do things make me feel? How do I feel full from meal to meal? And I know if any younger kiddos with those constant needs changing, I feel like one day they're eating everything on the plate, and then the next day they're, okay, I've taken 2 bites, I'm done. They have built-in satiety factors. As adults, ours we've kind of overridden a little bit. See another one of my posts about that. Looking at how we can build meals to satisfy a variety of needs, as well as how do we maintain how full we feel, how do we maintain our energy balance. That's what I want to talk a little bit more about. So foods with carbohydrates, or what most people like to call them just carbs, so things such as fruit, starches, different grains, some of our dairy products, just to name a few. All those digest more quickly. They break down into a sugar called glucose. It breaks that sugar down, and that's where we get the term blood glucose. It raises our blood sugar, and that's how we get our energy. So the more complex those are, the slower they break down. So if something has fiber, it's going to break down slower than something that does not, because fiber slows down digestion. I always say, do this test. Let's say you put a really whole grain cracker in your mouth. Let's say you put a Triscuit. You have to chew it. There's no way you can just, suck on that and eat it. Versus a saltine, I can put that in my mouth, it just dissolves. The saltine quickly turns to sugar. Triscuit, I have to chew, I have to break it down. It digests slower. That's kind of my little test there. Proteins and fats, they digest even more slowly. They are very complex. A protein, for instance, has lots of different amino acids the body has to break down, has to have different enzymes. So when we pair these foods together, I put some of my well-balanced healthy carbohydrates, I pair that with either a protein or a fat or a high fiber, we not only get our energy from the carbs, but then we're pairing it with something that is going to make it last longer. I talk a little bit about blood sugar, and this is for everybody. If I'm eating something that is all carbohydrate, even if it's a healthy one, my blood sugar will rise, I'll get the energy, but then it just drops off. So I'm constantly just going high to low, and we're just having to eat and eat and eat to constantly get that energy back. But if I'm pairing the food, for instance, strawberries plus an egg, or plus some chicken breast, or something like that. The carbohydrate gives me the energy. The protein then slows everything down and keeps it level. So we're not going high to low, we're getting a little bit of a high, and then either the fiber, the fat, the protein will actually level everything off, keep you fuller for longer, and it's giving it that nutrient profile. So really my take home with this is make combination plates. Adults, little ones, all of us, not only will you get the different nutrients, but you'd be amazed how we're not doing the constant turnaround for, can I have another snack? Can I have another? So whenever you're building a meal, always kind of think about how can I have that combination, how can I feel fuller, how can I keep, you know, my blood sugars more stable, and how can I get those nutrient punches in there. So here's some combinations.